Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel Anime Zone Sensei. In this video I will show you top 10 romance comedy anime that make you laugh. If you are looking for some good romance anime, you've come to the right place. Here you will find the top 10 romantic comedy series that will make you laugh as well as tear up. Naruto and Dragon Ball may be some of the most popular and best anime of all time, but they are not the only series out there. There are a lot of romantic comedy anime that deserve your attention. Before I start the video, please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon. Visit our channel page and watch other anime related videos. And you can also subscribe our other channel link in the description. And also Myanimelist are given below. Let's start the video. Number 10. The Way of the Househusband. Who would have ever thought that the most feared gangster of his time now spends his days as a modest househusband? Seemingly giving up the way of the Yakuza, the legendary immortal Dragon Tatsu, best known for his prolific skirmishes against rival gangs, has abruptly vanished. Unbeknownst to most, however, Tatsu is currently staying at an apartment with his wife, doing his best to live a peaceful life. Donning his trusty apron, Tatsu is now striving to become an efficient homemaker. Because of this, he has mastered the required skills, be it cooking the most delicious dishes, making sure to get the best deals at supermarkets, and everything in between, garnering the surprise of both of his former subordinates and enemies alike. Despite being a man with quite a controversial past, Tatsu's new way of life will only be more eccentric from here on out. Number 9. Girlfriend. After harboring an unrequited love for years, Naoya Mukai finally gets to date his childhood friend, Saki. However, just as he tries to commit himself to this relationship, he receives an abrupt confession from Nagiza. At first, Naoya tries to reject her but is soon overcome by feelings of not wanting to hurt Nagiza. Trying to avoid betraying his girlfriend's trust in him, Naoya thinks up a solution to make both girls happy, two-timing. Naturally, Saki rebuffs this idea, but through Naoya's and Nagiza's persistence, she reluctantly submits. With this, a three-way affair begins between Naoya, his girlfriend, and his other girlfriend, as they develop a relationship that deviates from the social norm. Number 8. Fortune Arterial. Fortune Arterial's story revolves around the male protagonist Kohei Hasekura, who transfers into a prestigious public school in the style of an English 6-year school encompassing junior high and high school students. The school is on an island named Amatsu Island offshore from mainland Japan, and the only way to get there is by boat. Soon after transferring, he discovers that one of the students in the class next door to his, Sendo Erika, is in fact a type of vampire. Number 7. Summer Storm. 13-year-old Yasaka is a boy staying at his grandfather's house during his summer vacation. One day he entered a store and met Hirashi, a beautiful 16-year-old girl working there. After trying to protect her from a man who claims to have been hired by her family to take her back by force, Yasaka ran away with her and now she stays at his grandpa's place with him. It didn't take much time for Yasaka to figure out that his new friend is far from an ordinary girl, as she possesses mysterious powers. The plot thickens when he finds a 60-year-old picture of Hirashi and another girl named Kaja. And to the surprise of all, Kaja suddenly appears, and just like Hirashi, her appearance hasn't changed at all since then. Number 6. The Duke of Death and his Maid. Cursed by a witch as a child, a young duke gained the unwanted power to kill every living thing he touches. Forced to move away from his family and into a large mansion deep in the woods, the Duke is treated as if he does not exist and is continually shunned by his peers. However, he is not entirely alone. Rob and Alice, his butler and maid, are always by his side. Alice loves to tease him, and as their relationship grows, the Duke makes it his goal to break free from his deadly curse. Of course, he is going to need some help, and who better to do this than the various inhabitants of the supernatural. Number 5. ItaKiss. When her newly built home is razed to the ground by an earthquake, low-achieving, clumsy, and troublesome third-year high school student Kotoko Ayara is forced to share a roof with the school's, and possibly Japan's, smartest student, Naoki Irie. Kotoko is not actually a complete stranger to Irie-kun. Unfortunately, a single love letter that she tried to give him in the past has already sealed her fate as far as he is concerned. Throw in some quirky friends and a meddlesome mother, and Kotoko might not even have a snowball's chance in hell of winning the older Irie boy's heart. Yet Kotoko remains optimistic that, because she now lives in his house, her unattainable crush on the genius since the beginning of high school has never been more within reach. Number 4. Recovery of an MMO Junkie. For the first time since graduating high school, 30-year-old Moriko Morioka is unemployed, and she couldn't be happier. Having quit her long-standing job of over 11 years, Moriko quickly turns to online games to pass her now plentiful free time, reinventing herself as the handsome and dashing male hero Hayashi in the MMO Fruits de Mer. With the pesky societal obligations of the real world out of the way, she blissfully dives headfirst into the realm of the game, where she promptly meets the kind and adorable healer Lily. Befriending each other almost instantly, the two become inseparable just as Moriko herself becomes more and more engrossed in her new life as Hayashi. Eventually, Moriko adopts the reclusive lifestyle in its entirety, venturing out from the safety of her apartment only when absolutely necessary. Meanwhile, unbeknownst to Moriko, a timid 28-year-old corporate worker named Yuta Sakurai has also logged onto Fruits de Mer from the other side of town. Coincidentally bumping into each other at the convenience store one night, both write off their meeting as no more than just another awkward encounter with a stranger. However, fate has more in store for them than they think. Number 3. The detective is already dead. Kimizuka Kimihiko is a crisis magnet. From getting caught up in a crime scene to accidentally witnessing a drug deal, trouble seems to find him around every corner. So it is no surprise when his rather mundane flight suddenly enters a state of emergency with a dire need of a detective on board. Unfortunately, his attempt at avoiding trouble is foiled by a beautiful girl with silver hair who goes by the codename Siesta. Declaring herself a detective, she unceremoniously drags Kimizuka into the case as her assistant. That incident spelled the beginning of an adventure around the globe that went beyond his wildest imagination. Putting their lives on the line, the two took down criminal organizations, prevented disasters, and saved thousands. But the curtain closed to their epic journey with Siesta's untimely death 3 years later. Resolving to live an ordinary high school life this time, Kimizuka spends a year maintaining a low profile. However, as fate would have it, a girl with an uncanny resemblance to Siesta comes crashing into his life, threatening to throw his peaceful days into disarray. Number 2. Skip Beat. Bright, diligent, and yet naive 16-year-old Kyoko Mogami works hard to support the career and dreams of her childhood friend, crush, and rising pop icon, Shoutaru Fuwa. Toiling endlessly at burger joints and tea ceremonies, the innocent Kyoko remains unaware that day in day out, all her tireless efforts have been taken for granted, until, one day, she finds out that her beloved Sha sees her as nothing but a free servant. Shocked, heartbroken and enraged, she vows to take revenge on the rookie star by entering the ruthless world of entertainment herself. As she steps into this new life, Kyoko will face new challenges as well as people who will push her out of her comfort zone. Based on the best-selling shoujo manga by Yoshiki Nakamura, Skip Beat showcases the growth of a young woman who slowly unlearns how to work herself to the bone for the satisfaction of others and takes her future into her own hands instead. Number 1. Waiting in the Summer. While testing out his camera on a bridge one summer night, Kaido Kirishima sees a blue light streaking across the sky, only to be blown off the railing seconds later. Just before succumbing to unconsciousness, a hand reaches down to grab a hold of his own. Dazed and confused, Kaido wakes up the next morning wondering how he ended up back in his own room with no apparent injuries or any recollection of the night before. As he proceeds with his normal school life, Kaido and his friends discuss what to do with his camera, finally deciding to make a film with it over their upcoming summer break. Noticing that Kaido has an interest in the new upperclassman Akikata Katsuki, his friend Tetsuru Ishigaki decides to invite her, as well as her friend Rumen Yamano, to join them in their movie project. In what becomes one of the most entertaining and exciting summers of their lives, Kaido and his friends find that their time spent together is not just about creating a film, but something much more meaningful that will force them to confront their true feelings and each other.